Salut à tous les amis, on est de retour pour la suite de notre aventure sur Return to Grace. On s'était arrêté ici la fois dernière, dans cette zone, et on va continuer
You wouldn't build a
notre
system like
voyage.
this if you didn't need to move a lot of people, which bodes well for finding something cool at the other end. This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. No power?
There is no current running to this console. Control will be required to reroute power.
And you defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead simple. Won't hurt to take a look. This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks to be in working order. This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said,
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
well, I can tell you there is no joy running to any of those breakers.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you,
So why can't Control help us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind,
You activated Control and Empathy.
for all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration we can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off Control with a little empathy?
I suppose it's possible, but there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
Could it be any worse than Control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like a wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Addie?
Yep, it's me.
Great! What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
Alright. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go ahead and flip the switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors. Go ahead. Push the throttle on the console.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important for you to ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice? You'd think I would be able to handle a little ice.
It's okay. Is there, some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
Alright, let's look for something to deal with the ice. This could be promising.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Maybe. But I'm more interested in what that welding gun might do to the ice. Alright, pal. Let's try this one on for size.
So, what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay.
Ouais, et... Oula!
Whoa. I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone removed them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Looks pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up into the air.
Oh,
Oula.
okay.
Oh my gosh, it's working. We
Qu'est-ce
can
que je fais là?
fly.
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If,
Oh, je veux le tuer dans les
you
airs
take
là?
me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know.
Peut-être briser la glace,
Yep.
non?
As long as you don't kill me. Alright. This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard. Ugh, it's these stupid flames are throwing me around. Ugh.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard.
Ouais, ça fait rien. Ah si.
Ugh.
I think
Sure.
that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
You got it. As long as you're not using the fire shooter, flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up. Literally.
Nous aussi.
There's more
là,
ice
il y en a
here on
partout.
the right.
Je sais pas comment je m'élève comme ça dans les airs.
Oh, hold it steady.
Oh là 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 là
It's awful.
You're quite
Wow,
sadistic,
wow, wow,
aren't
wow,
you,
wow.
Andy?
Wow, ça donne le vertige, hein.
I can only hold it steady for a few seconds.
Let's keep
Okay.
going.
On it.
Et là aussi, j'imagine.
And this last bit here. Now you've got the hang of it.
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Voilà, je peux pas contrôler le...
Well, I'm afraid we're almost done.
Putain, elle bouge trop. Elle bouge trop, la meuf. Je peux pas la stocker, là.
I think that's
Oh, no.
it. Do you think you can get me back?
Yeah, I know. I got stuff to do.
Hop là.
That's fun,
Ok.
pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too.
Comment j'ai fait
Okay,
ça?
I'm gonna bring down the pod.
Eh ben. Bon, là, j'imagine que je peux utiliser le truc. Voilà. Voilà. Et hop là.
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the next level.
You think we'll see any dead bodies?
Hope so. Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
Ok. Wow. C'est beau ici.
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be alive in there?
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic. As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that
Oh,
someone's
encore un
taken
truc
up
avec le code.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles it. I'll disable PAL now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
Ooh, more buttons.
You really are unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
It's the Latin zes.
Huh?
Right, slower processors. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the full width and height of the panel.
Tu veux que je
Just
fasse un
having
Z?
PAL running in the background is making us all a little stupider. If we did switch PAL off, I could always switch him back if we need to burn something. Honestly, do you know what backwards is? Do you know what a Z looks like?
Pourquoi il s'est effacé celui en bas là? Ouais, c'est un Z, hein. Non, même pas. Alors peut-être c'est dans
Should we
l'autre
have
sens.
PAL do this?
On va essayer dans l'autre sens. Peut-être un Z à l'envers.
There.
Ah voilà. Ok.
I've been thinking about why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base programming.
Like what?
Control and empathy programming divert valuable processing power away from
Whoa.
cognitive ability.
Which way am I going?
The big colorful doors.
Encore un truc. Oh là
As I
là.
was saying, empathy interferes with practical decision making. Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Please stop.
Ouais. Je vérifie qu'il n'y a rien à fouiller. Ah si, là.
The settlement is through the large doors behind you.
Ah, ah.
The key to restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you going to tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly alright.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me whoever it is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Grant me access? Logic.
Huh?
Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we create another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop. You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow PAL here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that smart lady likes me very much.
Hello, Addie. Where do you want to start?
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have been a revered title if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe. So you can open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Mhm. Okay.
This looks like another control room. Looks like the image from the spire entrance. This must be the spire structure. It must be in this section here. Can you tell me where Grace's processors are located?
You would need to access the console, which is directly across from the map.
These are databanks?
Yes, they contain flight records to and from the spire.
Anything interesting about the records?
The bookings seem to be coming from internal servers, meaning the trip planning and coordination is all done here.
Where are people traveling from?
Everywhere. Destinations seem very evenly distributed throughout the solar system.
Is this the console?
Yes, this is where humans can track activity within the spire. Elements of the interface are missing. I'm not sure I can access it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
Of course, yes. Let's give that a try.
Je suis censé faire quoi là?
More missing equipment.
This looks carefully removed. There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years. You got
Okay.
it.
Do we know the spire's capacity?
50 units. There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions.
Well done.
If a million people cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the spire.
So, Everett was a worker, or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you, Logic?
Hardly. It does nothing to explain why Grace would be calling to him.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the spire map.
Alright. What are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected. There is also a massive radio beacon.
The beacon is the key, Addie. You must go now to activate the beacon to call the masses back to the spire.
Just a few minutes ago, you wanted me to leave on my ship.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Okay. Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Here's the room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
Ok, à mon avis, il faudra que je monte dehors. Enfin,
I can see
que je monte
apartments.
à l'étage
Those
ici
are on
là.
level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3.
Non.
I can climb this.
I suppose.
I don't see many other options.
Ok. Oh, ne me dis pas que je dois aller là-bas.
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this
À mon avis, je
height.
dois aller là-bas. Allez, go.
Careful, Addie. If
On
you
va essayer
broke a
d'aller
leg,
doucement. Hein.
how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom.
Tout doux.
Whoa.
Hop, hop,
Addie!
hop, hop, hop.
Addie!
Non.
Are you okay?
Ouais, ouais, ça va, ça va.
I'm fine, but you can't be yelling things while I'm trying to cross.
So, you're going to try again
On va recommencer.
after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addie.
Ça arrive de tomber,
Yep,
hein.
you're totally my mom.
Falling's kind of fun. It's like really short flying.
J'étais bon en plus, hein. J'étais presque. J'ai quasiment fait la moitié du parcours. Allez, go.
Please, be careful. This
On va
is
essayer,
so
on va
cool.
essayer.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
Yikes.
Non, tombe pas, tombe pas,
This
tombe
is
pas,
so
tombe pas, tombe
exciting.
pas. Tombe pas.
Breathe, Addie. Very good.
Yeah.
Now keep walking forward.
Yes, tout doux,
I can't watch.
tout doux. Tout doux. Hop là!
I knew you could do
Oof.
it.
You should really try running across next time.
Eh ben,
I'm hoping there won't be a next time.
It'd be faster too.
Looks pretty empty. Maybe the rooms were for short work contracts.
2-week work
c'est beau ça.
contracts?
Or were people just visiting the spire? This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol. People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
Mhm.
Some weird little lavatory.
They've changed much over the years.
Not really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
Well, check out the rooms, I guess. Look for a way to the next
On
level.
était pas venu là, déjà. Il y a un truc ici.
This must lead to an elevator.
It does, but it's another encrypted lock.
On va essayer de monter en haut. Voir ce qu'il y a, après on redescendra peut-être par là.
I light up the pattern for you.
Another empty bedroom.
Attends, on était là il y a 2 secondes, non?
Where did these go to?
This entire settlement is connected to a vacuum tube system.
On n'était pas là il y a 2
From
secondes?
what I can tell, they are headed in one direction. The top of the spire.
I don't see a way up.
Ah non, on n'était pas là. Ouais, c'est une autre chambre. C'est une autre chambre à l'étage, d'accord. Bon là c'est le même truc, ok. Bon, rien de spécial ici. Après on va aller dans la pièce en bas là.
Here's the code.
Not much here either.
Encore une
All the rooms have these tubes.
jambe similaire. Avec les mêmes trucs, les mêmes... Y a pas de bed.
Someone's made
Y a
off
pas
with
de
a
lit.
mattress?
As a souvenir, maybe.
Y a pas de matelas.
Travel packs.
So visitors brought in their own food.
They really didn't stay for long then. It's like they were on pilgrimages.
Bon. À mon avis, y a rien de spécial ici. Je sais, on peut grimper par là. On peut grimper par là aussi.
Here we go.
Attends, parce qu'on peut grimper de l'autre côté aussi. Hein. Non? Ah non, c'est l'autre sens, ok. À mon avis, il faut grimper par là pour aller de l'autre côté. Alors la porte, je sais pas à quoi elle sert pour l'instant.
We still have one level to go.
Hey, there's another beam here. I think it's a shortcut.
It is more direct, but I wouldn't
Il y a
advise
encore une
it.
pièce par là.
You're better off finding a way through the apartments.
Alors, on peut aller là-bas.
Besides, I know how much you like to explore.
Putain, mais c'est géant ici! Bon, on va
I
ouvrir
guess
tout, hein.
if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the code.
Oula. Ok. Ah, la
I don't
pièce est
see any
ouverte.
signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little behind.
Bon, là, c'est... C'est la même pièce, la même salle de bain. Ils sont tous constitués de la même manière. Ah,
What are these?
From what I can tell, they're audio recordings.
Of what, I wonder?
We would require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier. But that would only be possible by adding an element of control to my logic processing capabilities.
So you need to create a control and logic configuration.
Like a little brother?
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right. Here we go.
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a tool upgrade.
It's a boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help play back recordings.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the canister.
Ok.
Here you go.
Someone tore this apart.
And took the pieces somewhere.
You're right.
Ouais, il y a des trucs au sol là.
That's certainly interesting.
Oh là, tout a été cassé là. Tout a été détruit là. Y'a rien à fouiller là? Non. Tout a été pété. Bon. Tout a été cassé, je sais pas pourquoi. Bon. On va monter au dernier là. Ah, c'est déjà ouvert.
You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Hello, Grace. This is Madeleine Torre. I'd hoped this trip would be my chance to connect with others who care about you. Now, I'm not sure anyone takes these wishes seriously anymore. So, that's my wish. Help me find someone. Someone who loves you as much as I do.
Huh, that's interesting.
She sounded lonely.
People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
Figure this was left here as a token. Or an offering?
Bon, rien de ouf ici. Ah, c'est bon. Il y a encore un truc où on peut monter en haut. Putain, mais
Another way up.
décidément. En plus, il y a une porte qu'on n'a pas vue tout en bas. Je sais même pas si c'est la bonne direction ou s'il y a plusieurs chemins ou... Je sais pas. Faudra à mon avis que je descende tout en bas.
What should we call the new config?
I do not require a name.
Might make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too.
Il y a rien. Ok. Oh putain, il y a encore un étage. Mais c'est interminable le truc. Ah, il y a encore une partie ici.
Addy?
Let's look for evidence of
Peut-être c'est
evidence.
l'ascenseur, je sais pas. Oh là, c'est un barnum bizarre ici. Oh là là, il y en a encore en haut. Oh là là là, oh là là. Oh le bordel. Bon, ouais, c'est
What's
par
the
là.
code?
Of course.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her own, if she wants.
Oh là là, le bordel
Any
que
way of
c'est.
knowing if this was Everett's room?
The records only give the level. We'll
c'est quoi tous
just
ces
have to
tags?
look around.
Pourquoi il y a tous ces tags là?
Only Grace.
Are we allowed to draw on the windows here?
Certainly not. The people who did this were looking for trouble.
They were tracking something here. Terracycles, maybe?
They'd lost sync with Earth.
Or the spire lost power. I don't recognize these words. They look like technical or medical terms. A list of supplies, maybe.
Or a list of demands.
All right.
I've been told that Grace is no longer receiving these messages, and the Keeper refuses to meet with any of the pilgrims. This is
Beaucoup d'exploration là.
no human, Keeper or otherwise, is above Grace.
Now that's interesting. Wonder what that's about. Let's try this one.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know it's important for my parents that I make my wish count. So, I guess I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
Bon. Voilà, on a tout fouillé. On peut repartir. Putain, mais c'est énorme, j'ai même pas pu aller.
I've got one! We can name him Pal Jr.
I was thinking something that sums up what he does.
I can do many
Il y a une
things.
partie par là.
Pretty much
Ah, mais ça
anything
c'était
you
l'ascenseur, ça veut dire que je pouvais aller directement vers l'ascenseur en haut.
So we could call you
Ah,
Jack.
j'ai pris l'escalier comme un
What do you think
débile.
of that, Jack?
Ok, d'accord. Bon,
I
c'est
will
pas grave.
answer to Jack then, if you like.
Ah, d'accord, je pouvais prendre l'ascenseur directement et moi j'ai pris à pied quoi. Alors moi je viens de là, on est d'accord, c'est ça? Ah non. Oh, bah, je viens de là, non? Attends, je suis venu comme ça et je suis allé comme ça. Ouais, donc là je peux aller comme ça. Ok, j'ai fait tout le tour. Oh là 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 là.
Here you go.
Bordel.
Here we go.
Je vais avoir une bonne mémoire, hein. Voilà, tout est noir là.
Looks like Olympia Mon colors. I guess the team's old enough.
This is Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from our station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now. People are not happy, and I'm getting a little scared, to be honest. I'll be locking myself in until the shuttle returns, and I'm leaving this in case something really bad happens.
That's a little ominous.
Mhm.
My wish? Oh, I'll tell you my wish. 10 years ago, we're on Venus at the Big Dome. Huge crowd. Olympia Mons favored 4-1, loses 5-1. 6 years ago, on Earth against South Union, loses 2-1. 2 years ago, South Union again. This time up north, I took the boys 3 months round trip. They go 90 minutes, no score. Extra time, no score. South Union takes it again in penalties. You want my wish, Gracie? The next World Cup is on Marche.
J'ai pris le trajet le plus long en fait à pied.
And destroys them, like space me out the
Alors je pouvais prendre l'ascenseur.
That would be a game. That's my wish. So how do I end this?
Olympia's still a crap team.
Perhaps Grace was rendered inactive by football hooligans.
Grace likely fostered sports as an alternative outlet for uncontrolled aggression. Of course people would come to her to share their passions.
Bon. Là c'est fait. Là-bas c'est fait. Ah, ne me dis pas que je vais monter tout en haut là. C'est une blague. Mais je vais finir demain le jeu là. Oh c'est une blague. Ah c'est une grosse blague. Ah c'est une grosse blague. Oh purée.
Here you go.
Merde.
Try again.
That's it.
Mais est-ce que je suis
Hey,
obligé
what
de faire
happened
tout
to the
là?
lights?
I believe Control has turned them off, Addie.
Not cool, boss. Control?
You'll need to use your helmet light.
Unbelievable. Look how beat up this is.
It must have been done in anger.
I believe fear also played a part here.
Oh bah là c'est un miracle hein, si je me repère là-dedans. Je connais un petit peu la morphologie de la chambre, donc un petit peu... C'est vrai. Mais bon. Je pense pas que je pourrais faire quelque chose de plus ici. Hein. Ah. Là, une autre pièce. Je sais même pas si je peux monter plus haut.
Here you go. That's not it.
Ah bon? Ah oui. Merde.
Again, Addie. Honestly, how did
Oui,
you
oui,
ever
c'est bon, j'ai
manage
compris,
to
j'ai
get
compris.
here on
Allez,
your
vas-y.
own?
Bim, 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 bim.
Perfect.
Ouais, il y en a deux ici.
Someone left a portrait.
Ok. Là, il n'y a rien. Il y en a deux ici. C'est toujours dans les coins.
Najisha, she was so excited when I got the summons. We talked about this for months. Who we could help, who was most deserving. She honestly believed we could come up with a wish that could make everything perfect. Thank you for choosing me. And thank you for letting me delay coming here. I want to be true to her memory, her wishes, her unlimited love for humanity. But my only wish, the only thought I have, is to have her back. I want her back.
There couldn't have actually been anything Grace could have done for her.
Grace allowed her to voice her grief.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Keeper Everett.
It sounds like keepers were spire caretakers.
When did Everett stay on this floor?
2955.
That's 20 years before this message was recorded.
So he stayed on after his visit and became a keeper? Why was there no record of that?
I would think answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
From what I can tell, the tube system runs through the central elevator shaft.
Logic? You gonna let us in, considering we know Everett was a keeper?
But do you know what a keeper is?
We'll need access to the elevator to learn more.
Ah, a classic paradox.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I will grant you access to the elevator. Or you could uncover more canisters and learn more about the people who came here.
Reaching the beacon is the priority. You must move on.
Ouais, bah c'est ce que j'allais faire de toute façon.
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do, right?
Bon, j'efface tout. On va faire ça pour une fois. Ah bah c'était ça. Ok.
Look at all the vacuum tubes. Must be one in every room in the settlement. Keepers must have been busy.
It's what Grace does with the wishes that should interest us.
Ok. Oh! Très beau comme ascenseur. Oh, c'est joli. Ok.
Did you like my little game?
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
Ah, déjà? Ok. Oh!
The Spire pilgrims
Wow.
must have gathered here. Do you think Grace appeared to them?
Through what means?
Ça s'arrange d'être
I
ici.
don't know. Seems like the kind of place to make an entrance.
People will return here
John
once the
Cathedral.
beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
Ah ouais, quand même. Ça a de la gueule, hein. De toute façon, on va bientôt s'arrêter à là, les amis, hein, mais là, on va fouiller encore un petit peu. On s'arrêtera bientôt à là.
Wish canisters.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up.
On va pas tous les fouiller quand même, parce que...
Where is Grace? Well, I'm not alone in wondering.
I am here. It is the people who are lost.
On va fouiller un petit peu la zone quand même.
Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that? People were clearly sleeping here. They must have dragged this up from the settlement. Someone went through a lot of food. Guessing they were here for a while.
Judging by bedding and volume of food containers, 5 to 10 people might have been here for over 20 days.
On fouille, c'est très grand, mais bon, on va fouiller un petit peu. Et après, on ira monter en haut. Bon, on a fait tout le tour. On va essayer d'aller au fond. Au moins, on aura fait tout le barnum. Ah, bon, au final, il n'y avait rien par là. Ouais. Ah, il y a encore du dégât ici. Ouais, voir. C'est la même chose qu'il y avait de l'autre côté.
Quite the manifesto. I don't recognize the language.
I am embarrassed to say I do not recognize it either.
Well, they were here long enough to get bored. It must have been written with charcoal from the fires.
Espérons de pas se casser la tronche quand même.
Seems to be holding my weight.
Ok. Hop là.
This must weigh a ton. At least a couple people worked together to break through here. More camps. Another stage in the siege. Looks like the numbers really fell off here. Most gave up by now.
Or died.
No bodies yet. Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed.
Ouais. Ok, rien de plus ici.
So the keeper must have stood here,
C'est grand ici.
addressed
Hein.
the visitors. The pulpit would suggest he was giving sermons. You imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
So Grace would receive wishes, and then leave people with instruction in the form of sermons. Could that really be all there was to it?
Ideas are powerful. Perhaps just returning with a more enlightened perspective was enough to move society toward common goals.
Highly unlikely. Grace must have had some control over planetary infrastructure, if she was to have had the influence you suspect.
Et toutes ces personnes-là, tu peux acquérir au moins 1 millier de personnes là-dedans. Bon. Et maintenant? J'en sais faire quoi là?
This must be an attempted barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the pilgrims blamed the keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. Wish canisters started flying. As pilgrims were breaking through the partition,
Ce qui est un peu chiant, c'est que tu peux pas avancer tant qu'elle arrête pas de finir de parler. C'est ça qui est un peu relou, ça. T'es obligé d'attendre qu'elle finisse de parler pour pouvoir avancer. Ce qui est un peu dommage. Mais bon.
You'll want your light, Addie.
Right. Second barricade. Looks like they got under this one. Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
Long live Grace.
Apparently not.
Oxygen tanks. Everett upped the ante. Cut off life support here.
Rien de plus ici, ok. On avance.
Hold on, Addie. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
Oula! Et il va faire froid ici.
This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do.
Great.
On one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on.
No, Addie.
But how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above. Through the many devices and instruments at my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
So if I throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
There must be other options, Addie.
The emergency exit in the airlock may provide an alternative path.
I should consider other options first.
On sait faire quoi là? Ouais, une porte là.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm?
It's an important decision, to be sure.
You must not do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
Ouh là là.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
You may not live to regret
Oof.
this, but countless billions in the solar system will.
Bon les amis,
The storm.
je pense qu'on va s'arrêter à là
Must be interference from the
pour
storm.
cette partie
Addie?
de Return to
Alan?
Grace.
Where are you?
I was right, Alan. I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan!
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
Do I have a choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe.
And boring.
The funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think. And perhaps a chance for
J'attends
us
qu'il finisse de
to
parler. Ok, Rage Far Side of Canyon. Ok. Bon, on va s'arrêter à là pour cette partie de Return to Grace. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Likez, partagez, abonnez-vous et on se retrouvera peut-être, hein, je suis pas sûr, hein, mais peut-être pour la dernière partie lors d'une prochaine vidéo. Allez, à la prochaine. Ciao, bye bye.